Who will be Trump's next VA secretary? I'm going to shoot this one out pretty quick and leave the link down below in the pinned comments. There are 4 prominent people that those in politics say are likely to take that position. From what I see in our community is that most veterans prefer a veteran, right? To be honest with you, I know a lot of really bad veterans and I know a lot of very good veterans. I don't think veterans should be the only criteria we should be looking at, although it would be nice to see some representation in the VA, obviously. Okay, keep in mind the Department of Veteran Affairs is the 2nd largest entity, and so this is a big deal. It's a big pick. All right, we're going to take a look at this article to see who those 4 people are, and yes, it could be someone totally outside of this list. We just don't know. So looking at this, the Trump cabinet, who will be VA secretary. We're going to scroll down here, skip all the introduction nonsense stuff. Down below, there are 4 bullet points, and it gives a small little backstory, okay? So we have Robert Wilkie, who is a former VA secretary, all right? Was a VA secretary from July of 18 to January of 21, served during the pandemic. That sucks, okay? Reservist, VA secretary, large responsible for implementing the Mission Act and overseeing the VA support for the public health system during the pandemic. Now, if you're tracking on Trump and the Mission Act, that is, to me, that pick makes sense, okay? Trump absolutely loved the Mission Act, pushed it a lot. His tenure was marked, however, so that means a bad conduct mark, if you will. Investigation to mishandling of a congressional staffer's complaint that she was sexually assaulted at the Washington, D.C. VA Medical Center. That's the VA healthcare center that I go to. A VA OIG investigation found that Wilkie disparaged the woman, a Navy veteran, and sought to undermine her credibility. So 2 things here. 1, I did not read this article prior to this. 2, I wouldn't take that at face value. I'm not for Wilkie or against him. I just think that needs more digging. But right now, it's not looking too good for old man Wilkie, all right? And I hope I'm saying that right. But yes, don't label him just yet. That deserves more research before we give someone a label. And if it turns out to be true, then, full force. Okay. Dan Gade, pick number 2, a retired Army lieutenant colonel. It's another veteran. We're 2 for 2 right now. A West Point grad. No one really cares about West Point. It's an officer thing. I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, so you know how it is. Former tank company commander. That's awesome. Who lost his right leg in a roadside bomb blast in Iraq in 2005. I take back what I said, sir. Sorry. Okay. I am a boot to you. I would absolutely love this pick. Disabled, obviously. Clearly disabled. Actually disabled. And that's representation from, selfishly from me, that post 9/11 generation, the youngest generation of veterans. So an advocate for disabled veterans, he's author of a book, Wounding Warriors, How Bad Policy is Making Veterans Sicker and Poorer. I'm going to put that on my reading list. All right. He served as head of Virginia's Department of Veteran Services from 22 to 24. I live in Virginia. I didn't even know that. Appointed by 22 by Governor Glenn Youngkin. Trump and Youngkin have a close relationship. So that seems, I understand how they're making these connections to see who's more likely. Peter O'Rourke, Navy and Air Force veteran, 3 for 3. O'Rourke has worked in the defense industry and served as an advisor to Trump's first transition team on veterans issues before joining the VA in 2017 to serve as the head of his newly created Office of Accountability and Whistleblower Protection. So this person worked in the VA. He knows the system, if you will. If you look at the current VA Secretary, McDonough, he had a similar position where he worked in the VA prior, and then given his experience and his knowledge of the VA organizationally is what led him to that position, okay? Okay, sorry. All right, cool. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Darren Selnick, a senior advisor to the Conservative Concerned Veterans for America Advocacy Group. Selnick was a member of Blue Ribbon Panel Commission on Care, which studied ways to improve VA health care. Okay, that's not bad. Retired Air Force officer. 4 for 4. Did I say 4? Is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. All right. Nice. Was co-author of Strawman, reported that proposed giving veteran access to private health services and closing VA facilities, a model similar to veterans-only Medicare program. All right. Again, Trump is a very, very firm supporter of privatizing or supplementing, if you will, supplementing a privatized healthcare workforce supplement to the VA. He later served as senior advisor as Wilkie. All right. There we go. Selnick has said repeatedly in interviews he's interested in ensuring that veterans get timely quality care. If he keeps saying that over and over again, that is basically, what a VA secretary does when the microphone's in front of their mouth. And there's a fifth one. I thought there was 4. There's 5. The Washington, D.C. Republican Politico has floated Rosendale, a hardline Republican who did not seek re-election and has been highly critical of the VA, particularly its disability claims system. Okay. I would want to know more about this. Now, I do believe he is on the HVAC, I think. I remember seeing his name. Orger, Cerner, EHR system, which remains at a standstill. Yeah. So there we go. I'm going to end this short. This article will be below in the comments. But, yep, that's it. Thank you.